Okay, so this Raw was the go-home show for SummerSlam, which you can catch on the WWE Network for the low, low price of $9.99 a month, with a 6-month commitment. So we began with Paul Heyman talking about their match with John Cena. Well, Paul Heyman talking about Brock Lesnar's match with John Cena, which later, of course, led to a rebuttal by John Cena at the midpoint of Raw, in which he debuted a new color of shirt, red, with matching hat, middle of armband, like quadruple wristband, and probably like ankle bands. And then the main event, which was Hulk Hogan's birthday party, which had Flair come down, not say anything. Piper come down, not say anything. Mr. Wonderful come down, not say anything. Hall and Nash come down and actually say something. No stand. Then Lesnar came down, stared down the ring full of legends. Cena came down, stared down Lesnar then left. So that was pretty much your build-up. You had Paul Heyman talking the match up, John Cena talking the match up. He got so into it, he actually took off the belt, his hat, and his shirt. That's how serious he is. He's totes serial. Totes serial. Really do hope Brock Lesnar wins their match. So I think if John Cena wins, then he will pretty much defeated every single person with the exception of Roman Reigns. And they haven't fought yet. Speaking of Roman Reigns, he had a handicap match against Ryback, which he won by count. Ryback and slammed him into the outside ring post. He's going to take on Randy Orton in a match that people have called at house shows mediocre at best. And with that one, knowing how they're pushing Reigns took a beat down where he got his shoulders repeatedly slammed into the ring post. He then laid out Ryback. So he's your Samoan Cena. Or Simona. So he'll probably end up getting the victory over Randy Orton. And it'll be Randy Orton slowly getting pushed farther and farther down the authorities' totem pole. Randy Orton had a match against Sheamus, in which he won. So Sheamus lost. It's kind of a big deal when Sheamus loses a match. Cesaro took on Jack Swagger. This was Swagger's big build-up match to get him ready to take on Rusev. Of course, Swagger gets the victory on Cesaro, because Cesaro has become like your new Zack Ryder. He's constantly losing matches now. And right before they went to We the People, and the flag dropped behind them, it was the Russian flag, and Rusev came down to violently wave that flag back and forth. Like he's fishing and he's got a great white shark on the other end of it. I mean, he waves that flag like I dance. It's just swingy, jerky motions back and forth. Their match. Man, they've been building this match up actually pretty well. The flag match at SummerSlam. But I don't think Rusev is going to lose to Swagger. I don't. I think Rusev will probably go over, and to keep him with that weird undefeated streak, until John Cena decides to throw on like red, white, and blue, and then he becomes American Cena. We were actually joking, here's what's going to happen. Lesnar's going to defeat John Cena. John Cena's either going to come back in black and white jorts and become Crow Cena, or maybe he'll come back in black and white jorts and he'll become like Hollywood Cena. Or maybe he'll come out in like multicolored jorts with like arm tassels. Because he hasn't sold arm tassels yet. And he'll come back as the ultimate Cena. The Usos no, they didn't have a match. The what? No. The Miz had it. No. Paige had it. No. AJ had a match against Ava Marie. And it went on much longer than me saying AJ took on Ava Marie. Paige came down, skipped around the ring, which was long enough for Ava Marie to get a victory. Yes, Ava Marie pinned AJ. Take your jaws off the floor. Ava Marie, the woman who is pretty much a Maxim cover model who tries to wrestle. Who is very awkward and very stiff to watch. Flair is currently more fluid in the ring than she is. Hulk Hogan is more fluid in the ring than she is. And of course, afterwards, Paige cut a pretty good sized promo. Very nice promo. Worked well. And then Ava Marie, who I guess just stayed on the outside of the ring after she won and did her. They got the crap beat out of her by AJ. And I was like, well, this did something with her. You know. Seth Rollins had a match against Rob Van Dam. Good match, competitive, worked well. He beat Rob Van Dam. And then as he's walking back, he's looking at this giant box. A giant package for Hogan. And then, after he thought everything was clear, Dean Ambrose burst forth from the swollen package for Hulk Hogan and attacked him, grabbed the mic, cut an awesome promo. Roman Reigns cut a promo that was okay. He's gotten better, but he still doesn't know how to end his promos. Where Ambrose cut a promo where he threw in the 999 bit, made it work, made it awesome. Why are we not seeing Ambrose, Bray Wyatt? I think that their match, their lumberjack match with Rollins and Ambrose, is going to be probably your show stealer. And I think that this one, Rollins needs a victory. He needs that first big victory to show that he is a main event guy. On the flip side, if Ambrose gets a victory, that then becomes a pretty good feud between those two. I think that either way, because with the lumberjack match, you can throw enough of a screw job finish to then have the next match be like a street fight, or have the next match be a cage match. You throw in enough that you can throw in additional matches further on down the line with those two. Bray Wyatt and Jericho had a sit-down interview. Mr. Michael Cole was in there until 4 6 in. Bray went, leave. Bray then cut this eerie Hannibal Lecter-esque Cape Fear sort of promo. The whole time they cut back to Jericho. Jericho's got this, I got a dump face, like. And then Jericho's time to talk, and he cuts this really sharp, to the point promo that was just great. I think those two are going to put on a phenomenal match, and hopefully Bray Wyatt finally gets to win a one-on-one match at a pay-per-view when he's not facing Daniel Bryan. The Miz did commentary while Dolph Ziggler took on Heath Slater and the IWC imploded, because they knew that either Heath Slater was going to have 2 victories on Raw, back to back, or Dolph Ziggler was going to get another clean victory. A little bit of subterfuge. Dolph Ziggler chases the Miz around. 8, 9, 10. Ziggler loses by count out. Heath Slater, Slater-gated, baby. Woo! Gets another victory against a former World Heavyweight Champion. He has had more success now than he did the whole time he was a 3-man band. It's pretty sad. Ziggler-Miz. This match is entirely about Miz is good on the mic, Dolph is better in the ring. Dolph is pretty much in this match to make Ziggler look... Dolph's in this match. Dolph's match makes Ziggler look better. I'm pretty sure if Dolph could face Ziggler, it'd be an awesome match. They'd sell like crazy. It'd be like when you watch the Japanese matches against the invisible opponent. The Miz can talk the match up, but he's not great in the ring. He's above average, but he's not great. You inverse that, and you get someone who's awesome in the ring, but better than average on the mic. Put them together in a match, Miz is going to talk that match up like crazy, and Ziggler's going to help him deliver in the ring. I don't picture that title leaving Miz's shoulders anytime soon. At least until Barrett comes back. Of course, that now leads me down to Brie and Stephanie. Oh God. They really need to do less, like, acting segments with these two. Stephanie called in, like, a therapist, and there's, like, stuff's been going on, but it ended up being, like, a twin, and, whatever. It was just some sort of just really stupid, overly complex. This was like when Taker cheated on his wife, and that was a storyline sort of deal. And then Brie attacked Stephanie and put her in probably one of the worst yes locks I think we've ever seen. Which then led to them discussing having a match. As Brie's walking down to the ring, she actually trips on her own feet. You can tell that it's been a rough time for Brie since Daniel Bryan's been out injured, because she doesn't look the way she did before she left. And then ended up being a ploy for Stephanie to get Brie arrested, and it was just so bad. Who's going to lose that match? I think it's the fans. I really do. They've put so much time in building this match up, and it's... Unless Nikki turns and attacks Brie, this match really has nowhere to go. Brie's going to have to go over because they're making her the White Knight versus the Troll. And that's the way he likes to do these sort of things. But it's... I think that match is going to be bowling shoe ugly. Unless they let him bleed. If they were to make this match like a first blood match, I think people would be like, wow, I'll tune into that. That sounds interesting. Maybe I'll watch that for the low price of $9.99. With 6-month commitment to the WWE Network. But beyond that, man, this is probably one of the worst go-home shows before a major pay-per-view that I can recall in recent history.